My friends, God's love is stronger than death, and His jealousy as cruel as the grave. You find this statement in Song of Solomon, and you need to realize that God loved the world so much that He gave His only begotten Son to die to the flesh on the cross, that you and I may have an eternal connection and life with God. You see, He was so jealous for mankind that He put His own Son to see the physical grave, you see, and conquer it. My friends, let's not take this for granted. You see, let's understand that we human beings, we are very minuscule in our abilities. We just haven't been exposed yet. Myself, I've been exposed many times over. That's why I don't trust in the self. I don't trust in what could be a beast, what could be turned into an animal if left to its own devices. You see, but most human beings, they're living in what they think is a civilization, what they think is a sophistication, what they think is progress and technological advance. But at the end of it, my friends, when all these illusions fall and all these delusions become reality, become the reality that they are hiding, then you will see that all these things are just a failure, because they cannot conquer death, they cannot overcome death. A parent cannot save his son from dying. You see, it's inevitable. You see, there's only one person that can save you from dying, my friends. Only one person who has overcome the grave, one being, and that is Jesus Christ. And if you begin to follow after Him, you will begin to also die to this world, and you will receive life, you receive a way, and you receive truth. You receive bread, you receive water and meat. See, and all these things will open your eyes and give you a life and give you a heart to understand the things that are not of this world, that are of the kingdom of heaven, an invisible kingdom that the flesh of man cannot perceive and will not perceive, as it has been written from the beginning. See, my friends, you need to understand the finiteness of human existence. Myself, I've had so many encounters when I was a young boy. You see, many things, what human beings they call love, it is based on possessions, it is based on things, it is based on good life, it is based on food on the table, it is based on all these things that have to be provided for it to exist. You see, and that is why human beings go around deluding themselves and allowing themselves to be deceived. In my life, when I was 11 years old, there was a time when this love was challenged and really it was overcome, because I lived in a place where, I had a few things, you see, that I considered important, even at that age, like my belongings, some of my belongings, and they're meager compared to what people have today, albeit it's in debt. But the blinding capacity is even more because of that. So, but anyway, when I was at this age, I was in the house with my physical mother, physical brother, and one night, my mother woke up. My mother had some dreams, and she woke up the next day telling me about these dreams, and I thought that she's a little bit crazy, and what happened is that, in the dream there was something trying to kill her, which was sent by something even more hideous, and someone said when that thing was about to kill her, you see, which had complete power over her. There was someone who said, "You cannot touch her, she's mine." And as soon as he said that, that person who was sent to kill died themselves. You see, so this was the dream. It was a very vivid dream, and it goes into a lot of detail. But to make a long story short, but anyway, that was in the morning of the next day. That night, actually, the next morning at 2:30 in the morning, thieves came into our house and came through the ceiling. You see, and my brother is 6 years old. I'm 11 years old, and my mother, my physical father, had gone to had left the country on some business. So now these people came, and there were three very full-grown men. You know, they came from the ceiling, and immediately they came down. They put a knife on my mother's neck, and then they put a knife on my neck, and they put a knife on my brother's neck. My first response was to try and do something to save my mother, you see. And I tried to move, and the knife on my neck got even deeper into the neck. So something told me, a voice told me, "Be at peace. For all these things have to happen, but I'm with you." You see? And immediately I had no fear. You see, immediately I stopped caring about human possessions. Immediately I stopped worrying about my abilities. Immediately I stopped worrying about what's going to happen. Immediately all these things just left me, because there was something that had given me strength. Something that was stronger than death. Something that was stronger than the fear of death. Something that was stronger than the allure of possessions and materialism. My friends, everything we lost that night, all the materialistic things that had actually really no meaning. You see, they broke into the physical house, but it is the spiritual house that remained standing. You see, and people don't understand that all this is because of Jesus Christ. Because even in all those things, we were able to testify of Jesus Christ. At one point, those thieves, my physical mother told them, "Look, don't kill my kids, because if you kill my kids," she said it in in humility, not in this movie-like lies that you see. And she said, "If you kill my kids, my God whom I believe in, he won't be happy." And they say, "What God?" And she said, "My God whom I believe in is Jesus Christ." You see, my friends, so I want to tell you that this is the one. He is the one. Anything in the house that had that name was not touched. Everything else was stolen and taken away of. All the physical thing that had that name on it was not touched. And everything that was marked spiritually was not touched by those thieves. See, and at the end of their encounter with us, they told us, they respected my physical mother, and they said, "You know, Mom, sorry it had to be you." They didn't know themselves how come they're coming into the house. How come they came in there and had the power to do that. They came and they were going to kill us, which is what they kept reiterating. "We're going to take your things and kill you. We're going to take your things and kill you." You see. But my friends, in the end, it was the name that is above all names that withstood death and overcame it. You see? The knife had no power. The ones who were physically stronger had no power. There was no power. There was only power to do what was given to them to do. You see? Because all these things they taught me, my friends, at a very young age, that things, these physical abodes, these securities that human beings they trust in, it comes to nothing. An abysmal nothing. Your abilities, your whatever these things are, they mean nothing. You see, they took everything that we had physically. They came through. The people who saw us, the few human beings who saw us the next day, they could not believe that this is what we're still alive. You see? And the truth is that, my friends, is that God prepared us, you see, to go through these things. and He saw us through these things. And this is only one thing in many. You see, this is why I tell you that you must follow Jesus Christ, the one who has overcome death. You see, He is jealous for us. You see, which is the reason why He went and overcame the grave. See, so my friends, I would like to tell you that all these things that the world is telling you about life and love and the ways and truth, it all comes to zero. Because in the end, what we are is hopeless by ourselves. You see, we're following wrong things. Human beings are just followers, and we're following wrong things. The greater leader is just a greater follower. He believes he follows something more. That's why he's able to keep doing it longer. See, but we were created to follow after Jesus Christ. We were created to follow God, to worship God. Instead, we are following and worshipping many things, but it's misguided following and worship the wrong things. We're following in our own abilities. We're following in the strength of man. We're following in our action plan. Oh, if this happens, I will do this. If this happens, the same cage that we lived in, which was a house, which were the locks on the door, the same thing that kept us in there. You see, because there was no time. There was no time to open a Bible and start quoting verses and doing all these other things. It came to zero. Your Bible will remain, you'll be gone. You see, because the things, what matters is the thing that live inside you. It's the word that abides in you, that you receive and speak forth. It's the strength that abides in you. You see, it is not in the flamboyance and of eloquence. You see, and the might of human abilities and knowledge and all that. If you do this, what these lies that people are telling you, who run the world, and they tell you if you buy this device it's going to save you. My friends, it's not going to save you unless God has allowed it to save you. You see, so don't get too arrogant with it. Don't get too prideful with it, because in the end, all these things, the same things that you think are saving you, can be the same things that will destroy you, hook, line and sinker. You see, so you need to wake up, my friends, because there's only one thing that will give you a peace that this world cannot give you, a peace that is stronger than death, a peace that has overcome the grave. You see, and this peace, my friends, is the Prince of Peace himself, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. You see, this is the name that must abide in your heart, whether it is in whatever physical language, but this is the name. It must abide in your heart. You see, this is the one whom you must go to for life, for the way, for truth, for peace, for understanding, for wisdom. You see, at the end, all these things, they mean nothing. The things that protect you will be the same things that will destroy you. You see, all your inventions, your civilization, your sophistication, your financial system, your flags, the nations you trust in, all these things, the chariots and the horses that you trust in, the armies, the navies, the air forces that you trust in, all the systems that you trust in, your backup plans, your contingency plans. You see, all these things. My friend, there is only one plan that has overcome death. There is only one plan that has overcome the grave. And that plan is in the living word of God, whom you must receive. His name is Jesus Christ, my friends. If you don't follow Him and have never followed Him, my advice to you, my friends, is to be honest with yourself. Think about life and how though you're camouflaging all your insecurities with all this that they call life. You see, and if you're a follower of Jesus Christ and you're just following the world from what is being preached on in the Christian realms today, it's just worse than the world. Come out of all these things, my friends. Get to know the one who has overcome death, the one whose love does not live in the constraints of human abilities. His name is Jesus Christ, my friends. Go to Him.